Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today. We're going to explore the topic of understanding the environment. On this first slide, you'll see the title, which sets the stage for what's to come. Over the next few minutes, I'll give you a brief overview of what we'll cover, including key concepts and insights about the environment. Let's get started and dive into this important subject together. Let's take a look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with understanding what the environment is all about. Then, we'll explore its definition and delve into the origin of the word itself. Moving forward, we'll discuss how humans have modified the natural environment and what components make up our surroundings. We'll also look at what the environment provides us and examine the details of the natural environment, including ecosystems and their importance. Lastly, we'll touch on the barter system, which connects human activity with environmental interactions. This overview sets the stage for a comprehensive understanding of our environment and its significance in our lives. When we talk about the environment, we're referring to everything that surrounds us. It includes both living things, like plants and animals, and non-living things, such as rocks, water, and air. The environment isn't just made up of these natural elements. It also involves physical and chemical forces like sunlight, wind, and other natural phenomena. The natural environment specifically includes land, water bodies, air, plants, and animals, everything that exists in nature without human intervention. However, as human beings, we don't just observe the environment. We interact with it and often modify it to meet our needs. This interaction is a fundamental part of our daily lives and development. It's important to recognize that the environment serves as our basic life support system. Everything we need to survive, like clean water, breathable air, and food, comes from the environment. Understanding this connection helps us see why protecting the environment is so crucial for our well-being and for future generations. This ties into the overall theme of sustainable living and responsible stewardship of our planet. Let's talk about the definition of environment. The environment is essentially the place, the people, the things, and the nature that surround any living organism. Think of it as everything around us that influences our existence. It's a mix of both natural phenomena, like forests and rivers, and human-made elements, like cities and infrastructure. When we refer to the natural environment, we're talking about both biotic and abiotic conditions that exist on Earth. Biotic components are all the living things, plants, animals, microorganisms, the life forms that thrive around us. Abiotic components, on the other hand, are non-living elements like land, water, air, and minerals. Understanding these distinctions is important because they highlight how complex and interconnected our environment truly is. The natural environment provides the foundation for life, but human activities also shape it, sometimes positively, sometimes negatively. Recognizing this helps us see the environment not just as our surroundings, but as a dynamic system that we are a part of and responsible for. Let's take a moment to explore the origin of the word environment. Interestingly, it comes from the French words environner or environner, which means surroundings or neighborhood. This connection highlights how our environment is essentially the area or space that surrounds us. Understanding the roots of the word helps reinforce the idea that our environment is about the immediate space and community we are part of. It ties into the larger theme of how our surroundings influence us and how we, in turn, impact our environment. Recognizing this origin reminds us of the importance of being mindful of the spaces we inhabit and how they shape our lives. Let's take a moment to consider what the environment actually provides us. It gives us the air we breathe, which is essential for life. Without clean air, our health and well-being are at risk. It also offers us water, something we often take for granted but is crucial for drinking, cooking, and sanitation. Then there's the food we eat, which comes directly from the land and the ecosystems within it. Finally, the land itself is where we live, work, and build our communities. All of these resources are interconnected and form the foundation of our daily lives. Recognizing what the environment supplies reminds us of our dependence on it and why protecting it is so vital for our future. Let's talk about the environment. The Earth is truly unique because it's the only planet in our entire solar system that supports life. When we refer to the environment, we're talking about the physical and biological conditions where living organisms, including us, exist and thrive. These conditions, like air, water, soil, and climate, are essential for life. It's also interesting to note that every year on June 5th, we celebrate World Environment Day. This day reminds us of the importance of protecting our planet and maintaining the conditions that support life. Connecting this to our overall theme, it's crucial to recognize how our actions impact the environment and, in turn, our future. Taking care of our environment isn't just about today. It's about ensuring a sustainable and healthy planet for generations to come. Let's talk about how human beings modify this natural environment. As we go about our daily lives, our activities leave a mark on the world around us. For example, car fumes pollute the air, contributing to environmental problems. Water is collected in pots for various uses, and food is served in vessels, which shows how we utilize natural resources. Land is also used extensively to build factories and other infrastructure. Humans manufacture cars, mills, factories, and containers, all of which are ways we modify the environment to meet our needs. Furthermore, we've changed the physical landscape by clearing land for agriculture, making space for crops and livestock. We also dam streams to store and divert water, which impacts local ecosystems. These modifications are part of how humans shape and sometimes alter the environment, highlighting the importance of understanding our impact as we pursue development. Ultimately, all these activities connect to the broader theme of how our actions influence the natural world around us. Now, let's take a closer look at the components of our environment. When we talk about the natural environment, we're referring to the land, water, air, plants, and animals that surround us. These elements form the foundation of life on Earth and are interconnected in complex ways. The land provides us with resources like soil and minerals. Water is essential for all living beings. Air allows us to breathe, and plants and animals make up the rich biodiversity that sustains ecosystems. Recognizing these components helps us understand the importance of preserving and maintaining a healthy environment. After all, everything is linked. Our well-being depends on the health of these natural elements, which tie directly into the overall theme of environmental sustainability. Let's take a closer look at the natural environment overview. First, we have the land, which forms the Earth's solid surface. This includes everything from mountains and valleys to plains and deserts, serving as the foundation for many ecosystems. Next is the lithosphere, which refers specifically to the Earth's crust and upper mantle. It's the geological layer that influences soil formation and land stability. Moving on, we have the air, which is vital for life because it contains the gases we breathe. Surrounding us is the atmosphere, a thin layer of gases that protects us from solar radiation, helps regulate temperature, and plays a key role in weather and climate patterns. Water is another crucial component, existing in the hydrosphere, covering about 70% of the Earth's surface. This includes oceans, lakes, rivers, and groundwater, all essential for sustaining life and shaping our environment. Finally, we come to living things, which make up the biosphere. This is the zone where all life exists: plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. The biosphere is interconnected with the other components, highlighting how living organisms depend on and influence land, water, and air. Understanding these elements helps us see the intricate balance of our natural environment, which is fundamental when discussing environmental management and sustainability. Let's talk about the human environment, or what we call the human-made environment. This includes all the structures and facilities that humans have built over time. You can think of things like buildings, parks, bridges, and roads. These are essential for our daily lives. Industries and monuments also fall into this category, representing our economic activities and cultural heritage. Additionally, villages, towns, and cities are part of this environment, showing how human settlements grow and develop. Transportation and communication facilities are crucial too, connecting people and enabling smooth interaction. All of these elements together form the environment created by humans, which is an integral part of our overall environment. It reflects how we shape our surroundings to meet our needs and improve our quality of life. Recognizing this helps us understand the impact of human activity on the environment and the importance of sustainable development. So let's talk about the land, specifically the lithosphere. The lithosphere is essentially the solid crust or the hard top layer of the Earth. It's made up of rocks and minerals, which give it that solid, durable nature. This layer is covered by a thin layer of soil, which supports plant life and helps sustain ecosystems. You'll find various landforms on the lithosphere, such as mountains, plateaus, plains, and valleys. These features are present not only on the continents, but also on the ocean floors, shaping the Earth's surface in incredible ways. The land provides us with so many vital resources: forests and grasslands for grazing, fertile land for agriculture, and space for human settlements. It's also a significant source of mineral wealth, which fuels industries and economies worldwide. Understanding the lithosphere helps us appreciate how the Earth's physical features support life and human activity. It reminds us of the importance of conserving and sustainably managing our land resources as part of our overall environment. Water, also known as the hydrosphere, is a vital part of our planet. It includes a variety of sources such as rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans. These water bodies are essential for sustaining life on Earth. Without water, no living organism could survive, as it's fundamental for drinking, agriculture, and even supporting ecosystems. When we think about the overall health of our planet, understanding the distribution and importance of water helps us appreciate how interconnected everything is. So, recognizing the different types of water bodies and their roles reminds us why conserving water and protecting these sources is so crucial for our future. Let's talk about the air around us, which is part of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a very thin layer of air that surrounds the Earth, and it's held in place by Earth's gravity. This layer is incredibly important because it acts like a shield, protecting us from harmful rays and the scorching heat of the sun. It's made up of a mix of gases, dust particles, and water vapor, all of which play a role in our environment. Now, you might wonder, how does the atmosphere affect our day-to-day life? Well, changes in the atmosphere, like variations in temperature, humidity, or the composition of gases, can lead to different weather patterns. Over time, these changes also influence the climate, which is the long-term pattern of weather in a specific area. So, in essence, the atmosphere isn't just a layer of air. It's a vital component that shapes our weather, our climate, and ultimately, our way of life. It connects directly to the overall theme of how Earth's systems work together to sustain life on our planet. Today, I want to talk about the living things around us, which together form what we call the biosphere, or the living world. The biosphere includes both the plant and animal kingdoms, and it's basically the thin layer of Earth where all life exists. It's a surprisingly narrow zone, considering how vast the planet is. This zone is where land, water, and air all come together and interact. These interactions are essential because they create the perfect conditions to support life. Understanding the biosphere helps us see how interconnected everything is, and it highlights the importance of preserving these delicate environments that sustain all living things. So, what exactly is an ecosystem? Well, it's a system that results from the interaction between all living organisms and their environment. This includes not only animals, plants, and humans, but also the physical and chemical factors like sunlight, water, minerals, and air. Everything is interconnected through the transfer of energy and materials, creating a complex web of relationships. Think about it, every plant, animal, or human depends heavily on their immediate surroundings to survive. And because of these dependencies, they form an ecosystem. These ecosystems can vary greatly in size and type. For example, you could have a large rainforest, a grassland, a desert, mountain ranges, lakes, rivers, oceans. Even a small pond can be considered an ecosystem. Understanding ecosystems helps us see how interconnected life truly is and why preserving these natural systems is so vital. It's the foundation for everything we'll discuss in this presentation, showing how all parts of nature work together in harmony. Now, let's talk about the barter system. Essentially, a barter system is a way of trading where no money changes hands. Instead, people exchange goods or services directly with each other. Think of it as swapping something you have for something you need. This system relies on direct exchange, meaning both parties agree on the value of what they're trading. It's a simple concept, but quite effective in certain situations, especially when money isn't available or practical. Understanding barter helps us see how trade can function beyond just monetary transactions, which ties into the broader theme of different economic systems and how people adapt to their environment.